What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. About to run through the two-back scheme that I run out of the spread playbook, split slot, and slot offset, formation number 1 and number 2. Now, these are pretty much interchangeable. The personnel, you really want your best run blockers to the right side of the field. Now, you can always do sub packages where you can put tight end slot, something like that. But I personally, in this situation, I don't want Hollywood Brown out there blocking. So we're just going to do wide receiver swap for this one, right? Now, the audibles are going to be, keep slants just because it's a nice play to have. Slants are deadly this year. Halfback sweep, which is a stock audible. Shovel option and read option. That's different ones here. So if you want to look at shovel option, this one is basically a speed option to the right. It's a really good 1-2 punch where you can take it outside or you can kick it back inside if they over pursue. So I'll show y'all how to read that. And we also got read option, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you're hitting somebody with a read option to the left, they're not expecting the shovel option to the right, or vice versa. If you're running that shovel option to the right, they're not going to be looking for it to come to the left. Also, we're going to be in formation number 2, which is slot offset. The audibles in here are FL drag. That's one of my audibles. RPO read bubble is a counter to the power, which is going to be motion triple option at the bottom right. And we also have halfback cross screen. So triple option, the motion triple option is one of my favorite plays, bro. 209 calls, I'm averaging nearly, 10 yards a play on that. Now the rest of the scheme is all counter to that. It's counter to that motion, it's counter to that play. So the RPO read bubble, you get somebody, always thinking it's going right, and you have the play that's going to the left. There's also another RPO in here, RPO peak zone bubble, averaging 9.4 on that one, just because that one, if they commit to the run inside, you pretty much have a bubble screen with 2 blockers out there. It's a numbers game, numbers advantage that way. But because everything outside using here running to the right, I need that other play to go to the left. And then the halfback cross screen is really good as well, averaging 8.4 yards on that one as well. So just to get into it, we're gonna come out in, like I said, the power, which is going to be a motion triple option. This is the one they have to defend. And typically, because you're in 3 wide receiver set, you're going to see a lot of nickel coverage, dime coverage with this. So we're going to practice it against nickel. So as you can see right here on the screen, you have a read man, which is Von Miller in this case. This is in my CFM. This is how I practice. So we have Von Miller as our read man. We're going to make him wrong, take him out of the play completely. And then we have our best slot defender, which is going to be Tavon Young, as the pitch man. So again, whenever you're running read options or basically RPOs, you want to read both of those guys at the same time if you can. It takes practice. It takes some time to get used to. Sometimes you're going to make the wrong read, but for the most part, you can get away with it with this one because, like I said, it's a triple option. Especially when you only see, it's hat on the outside. You pretty much know that if the read man crashes down for the halfback, which he should in most situations in this case, you pretty much have a 2-way go, So we're just gonna run it a couple times. Y'all can see it. That's what happens when you make the wrong read. I actually held the ball there. I didn't mean to do that. But let's run it a couple more times. They give us this is a soft box look. So in this case, this is a really advantageous time to keep it with your with the dive. But we're gonna run it and see what happens with the defense here. Crash down. We're able to get outside. 4-yard gain. Now that's probably the best you're gonna see this play covered. Again, we'll run it one more time. Bang. Pick it out. There it is. One-on-one with that guy. Bad stick by me, but that's a 10-yard gain. If you got better stick, run stick, and you're good. Now this right here is a man blitz. Tell us a man blitz. Look at where the corners are. Look at where the safeties are. It's a man blitz. So if that guy crashes down, you pretty much have the numbers on the outside. Ideally, this is what you want to see when you're running triple option. Bang. We're outside here. Back to the edge. That's 10 to 12 yards right there, right? Now the counter to that, you're gonna audible. You can audible to the RPO read bubble. Now this one, you're flipping the sides. So you have another blocker out on the outside is in Boykin, and you have a read option off of these 2 guys here. Let's pull up the ID of Mike. Yeah. So you pretty much these 2 guys, they have to crash down to the run. If they don't, you can still cut it out because you're making this guy wrong. So we're gonna run this a couple times too. You got to come down. You're one-on-one with safety. That's a 240-pound back getting stopped by Earl Thomas. That's funny. Well, I'll go into the replay so I can see this one as well. Now, because your read man is the DN here, your pitch man is the corner. Once the corner crashes down, because he's technically in the run fit on this play, when you see two deep safety, the corners are typically in run fits. When the corner comes down for the quarterback, you already know you're throwing the ball here. Easy money. That's an easy game. Now, the thing about that play is, if you look at the play art here, where were we? We're right here. If you look at the play art, right, it's typically when you see this formation, people they have to stop this motion triple option to the right because they have to be use it for it to not get yards. So when you come with something like this, and you see Ingram motioning to the right, and then you see Edwards going to the left, but you know, like you just got to read it completely different. There's a good block right there, and you trust the corner. That's how it typically goes. It's 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? Now, alternatively, when you see perfect timing, something like a blitz look, you can go with the halfback cross screen. Only thing about it, it does that weird animation right there, so you got to be wary of that. People can catch on to it, but this is like one of those change-up plays. You know what I'm saying? This is a switch-up from the fastball. You know, get it out here. Got the guys in space. Boykin didn't want to block for the rest of the play, but there it is. That's a 20, 25, 30-yard play. Let's go now. I'll run that one more time for y'all as well, because this looks like an off-coverage look again. So maybe the linebackers that are playing here, typically when you're in this, like I said, if you run that motion triple option enough, and they see this motion here, they're going to jet to the right and forget about the screen. You know? So we're able to get outside here, the truck animation on the corner, and that's, you know, 8 to 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy picking. Now, alternatively, what you can do with this formation is FL drag. Now, this is going to be a different motion, but what I like to do is I'll wheel Ingram and motion him to the right. Get people going right, and then you see all the routes flowing to the right. And typically, oh, that's Von Miller right there, so I got to double him. But typically what happens is that curl out by your slot receiver is typically wide open. We got a blitz look right here. Again, you see blitz, man blitz, and you know they have to use her. Like you got a real threat like Marquise Brown. You can typically run this screen right here against any blitz all day, every day. And then Earl Thomas just literally beat 71. He didn't even touch him. That's funny. But yeah, FL drag. I'll run this again. It's just like a cover 3 or cover 4. Ingram. Again, make sure you double top guy there. So like I said, you're gonna let the routes flow. Actually get one-on-one max coverage on the backside, so we can throw that post route. That's a nice little angle on that post. So you can see that. That looks like that was cover 4 match or something like that. Cover 3 match. Cover 3 buzz match. There it is. Once you see that safety come down and vacate and everyone's flowing to the right, you know it's match on the left. That's one-on-one. Trust your guy on that cut, bro. That's Miles Boykin, 77, 78 overall receiver against Humphrey. So that's a good play right there. And we'll get into the other stuff. So we can always, like I said, we can flip from the slot offset back over to the gun split slot. Now this one is going to be a pretty basic play, right? It's just a basic read option. Just up inside, get solid yardage. A lot of times it's a little quick hitting play, so people aren't really like checking for it. Like when you see press is the perfect time to go to the read option because it's typically man coverage, man to man. Nobody's in the run fits, everybody's in man coverage, so you're basically playing 5 blockers, 6 blockers actually, and you're making one guy wrong. So it's 6 on 4. So we're gonna read it here. Get bad run stick again. I'm not used to this shit no more. I barely run this team anymore, but I just want to get this out to y'all. You can always also run shovel option, which is a speed option. You got 2 pitchmen. The first pitchman is going to determine whether you L1 to the inside. The second pitchman is going to be outside to the R1. So under here, that time we should have clicked it on the inside. Let me break that down for y'all as well, because this one's harder to read than any other option. So at the snap of the ball here, you have to read the DN. That's your first read man. If he stays wide, you have to L1 kick it back to the shovel. If he crashes outside or crashes inside, that determines whether you keep the ball with the quarterback. All right. So go ahead and actually just choose a new play so we can already be in the play and set up. split slot, shovel option. Right? I'm averaging 11 yards per play on this. So again, this is ran effectively. It's just I haven't ran this shit in a while. Get inside, there it is. Easy 5 yards. It's a great red zone play, especially if you've established this shovel option type shit. So, boom. Easy money. Now, typically, you have to read, like I said, when I'm doing read options, you're reading both guys. Now, like, when they crash down like this, I would not recommend running it. You know what I mean? But we're going to just run it just in case. Just because the box wasn't advantageous to run that play right there. And I'll show y'all why. So whenever your pitch man is not in the play, like he's the free safety in this case, single high safety, everybody else is already in the run fits. So when 58 stands up, he's like, all right, I'm making sure the quarterback doesn't run right here. You pitch it outside, but 17, didn't get a good block, didn't get sealed, whatever the case may be. So go ahead and run it again. Hopefully we can get a cover 2 look. Again, the pitch man is the safety. He's just not getting good blocks on that, bro. But yeah, this is one of those ones that you have to like establish the run. If you have to be gashing them with the run for this to work, because they can always just kick that back inside. And it also depends on users as well. Most of the time, users are going to use their middle linebacker and take this away. There you go. Nice little animation right there. And I'll show y'all why I kept it and pitched it on this one. So again, your first pitch man is the most important one. And the second pitch or the second read depends on that block that you get. So like I said, running tight end slot as a package is really good. So you can see 58's waiting. He's actually not playing the quarterback. He's waiting for the pitch to the right. So we cut it inside. The other read man, well, not the read man, this guy that's blitzing, he's crashing down for the halfback for whatever reason. So we kept it inside with the QB. Once we pass those guys, flip it out, and make a play on the DB right there. But that's only a 5-yard gain. So like I said, these are all counters to the power. The power is a triple option. That's the power. That's what you want to base the scheme off of. We also, like I said, we have the halfback sweep, which is pretty basic. It's an off-tackle run. I ran it 20 times, just about for 5.5 yards of carry. Run against random. Again, easy stuff. And inside 5 yards. That's how you average 5 yards of play right there. Quick hitter, easy to read. Again, you get a weak box, run the read option here. And cut it up inside. A lot of times when you have those read men, you can literally cut it right off of them. Especially, again, weak box. I'm going to run the read option with the QB this time. One-on-one with the safety. Try to hurdle Earl Thomas is not a good idea. But, yeah, there it is. That was, 10-plus yards. Again, weak box. Corners 5 yards off the ball. That's screen and cover 2. Run the read option again. Outside that time. And that's down to the 22, 23-yard line. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Run this scheme at will. Like I said, you want to establish this triple option with the auto motion to set all of this shit up, because this is the hardest one to stop. You can get space like this. Like I said, again, bad stick by me. I'm horrible at juke moves, bro. But again, this is the power. Everything else is a counter. You have to establish this. Once this is established, you get people to overcommit to it, and you're able to do a lot more things with your offense. That was a bad pitch right there. 25 got too close. Yeah, against a cover 2 look, anytime you see 2 deep safeties, whatever the case may be, even if they're moving guys down and stuff like that, they're moving safeties down in the box, you can still get this off easily. We got bad run stick right there again. 65 didn't hold his block long enough on 96. But yeah. This is it, bro. Love, peace, and bug grease. I'm out. It's all about